Hello, everyone.
Hey, hi.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hello. Okay, it's 5 minutes past the hour, so let's get started. Uh, Good day, everybody. Welcome to the TSC call, OPI TSC call. Antitrust policy is in place, so request all members to adhere to them. Okay, these are the topics that I have. Uh, Let me start with the first one. We have both Ansi and Josh in the call. So thanks for joining, Ansi and Josh. But just an update from my side. We have interns ready to get started. So whenever you both say, hey, this should be the starting period of the internship, I can connect to it and you can start assigning them the tasks. Uh, Officially, the current thing is sometime next week we can start, or whenever you suggest any tentative dates you have them to start, so that you can start assigning them some work accordingly. And also, please let me know for the cursor account. When do you want it? I will provide them accordingly.
Excellent. Thanks, Tradar. Let me take a look at calendars here, but probably, let's see, week after next, I've got PTO. Probably middle of week after next, would be a good start for World Tech IT. So like the 13th,
Yeah,
the 12th or the 13th. And then we can, on our end, we'll start blocking time so we can work with, the intern and assign tasks and sync with them and all that fun stuff.
fantastic, fantastic. Um, does the same time like so? Let me take a look at it. So July, August. Yeah. How about like you can say even though we can consider as 10th as the starting date, is it okay? To 10th as official starting date. You can assign some maybe prepare preparatory work in the first 2 weeks, or if whenever you're ready. Would you like to go with 10th? Is it okay, Ansi, for you also?
Yeah, yeah, it sounds good. Thank you.
And
Yeah, the
also,
the temp the temps should work. I'll be on PTO, but I'll be around. So what I can do is the Friday before have some of those introductory tasks that they need to go through to familiarize themselves and get that
yeah,
over to you or them if you can, include their email address, however we want to handle that. But yeah, that works for me as well. The 10th. What I'll do the Friday before is just outline some of those preparatory tasks they're going to need to tackle that they should be able to do on their own.
awesome. And this one, when do you, is it around the same time, or do you want it in August itself, or when do you want it? You let me know. Maybe like just a day or two before, I can create one and provide you the account.
Okay, yeah, I think that'll work.
It's the same goes for you also, Ansi. So whenever you need this account for any kind of uh, development, like glue code development or something like that to add it to it, or maybe if you want to strengthen the code, you can decide to use that if you want it.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. So I guess there are some like credits included in the account or
Yeah, so we will take that Pro Plus account or something like that. Like a monthly, we pay so much. So that covers pretty decent amount of credits. Should be okay.
yeah, sounds good.
So it's not by usage basis, it monthly, it's a fixed cost kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Great.
Cursor's one of the harnesses we use over here. If you run it in their auto model selection mode, you get a
Yeah,
pretty generous amount of tokens with those Pro or the Ultra, any kind of those monthly seats. They give you a pretty generous amount of tokens if you use the auto mode.
awesome. Okay.
And Sridhar, if you'll pass their info on to me, I can create a VPN account, all that good stuff.
Sure, sure. Awesome. Yeah. I'll pass their names also so that you can create them. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and also if we have a choice here now, I guess your blueprint was also to be worked on the Bluefield tree, if I remember correctly.
E- Josh, that was for you.
Yes, yes. The just because the KVM support or offloading OVS for virtualization is far more mature with what they provide, right? As opposed to some of the other cards still need some work to make that an easy story. So the idea was get that going as the reference blueprint, and then the follow-on work, of course, for the project is, all right, this is great, this works. Now how do we get the other cards to do this? And that was for the OVS offload for like KubeVirt VMs.
Yeah, yeah. I was just asking as most likely our blueprint will also have to use the Bluefield tree if we are going with the current set of software. So I guess we could be in touch when you are using the Bluefield
Yeah, we'll
tree
have to
and so on. Yeah.
yeah, we'll have to schedule that and make sure the interns don't step on each other's toes and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And also, Josh, if you know somebody where we can get a Bluefield 3 card for our lab, additional Bluefield 3 card, that'll be very helpful. I'm trying, I'm not getting a proper response. So if anybody in the call knows anybody who can get us a Bluefield 3 card, we'd be happy to procure for OPI lab.
I just go through CDW when I need them.
Ah, uh, okay. We do also have a OPI credit card for the CDW.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've also been able to get them from Dell occasionally, but now that they've been ubiquitous enough and full transparency for some of our labs, we just find them on eBay. That's how we got our Bluefield 2s very inexpensively.
Oh, they
A lot of the recyclers are starting to have them now. So if it doesn't matter that it's secondhand, we've been able to find them at recyclers now. There's enough of them out there in the field.
so which one should I request for pricing?
I think the most cost-effective one is the 200 gigabit SKU because it doesn't have the more expensive 400 gigabit ports. I don't remember the exact part number, but I know we've
This is the
seen
one.
those. Oh, let's see. Screen share.
This 200 gig or this one? These.
Yep. Yeah. Those the 200 gig dual ports. At least when we've looked around for some of the deployments and lab stuff we've done, those have usually been the most cost-effective ones. I think there's 100 gigabit SKU as well, but I don't remember if that card's nerfed in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, this is the 100 gig. This is also 100 gig. This is
Yeah,
200.
I'd go with the 200 gig. There's a lot more of them from my experience than the 400 than the 100 or 400 gig one.
Yeah, when we've shopped around, those 200 gig ones are like the most ubiquitous, and like I said, I've seen those at recyclers secondhand already. So those seem to be the one that are out in the wild the most.
But they don't specifically say like it's a DPU unless this, whereas this one tells specifically as DPU. They just mention it as a Ethernet adapter.
Yeah,
What should
but
I
I
do?
think the Bluefield 3 is always a DPU.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always a DPU, and then if you want to, you can downgrade it to basically a ConnectX card.
But
Okay.
that's a software change, right?
Yeah,
Jeff?
that's a software. Yeah, that's a software
Yep.
thing.
Software
Awesome.
choice.
Yeah, I guess Shuja just wants to avoid buying the wrong
Yeah,
thing. That's all.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
making sure that that you don't get a bum card.
Yeah. Okay. So this one I can request for pricing, and we also have I can buy from this site quickly because we have a dedicated virtual card for this vendor. Thanks, Paul. So maybe I will request pricing for this one. Oh, there is one more
Perfect.
200. It looks of E series 200 gigabit. This is okay. Let me check.
E series is lower performance and may not have crypto on it. I'm not certain.
Okay.
I usually go with the crypto enabled. I think it's
So this one should
no
do, right? Yeah. Let me request later then. Okay.
Yeah, that looks like the standard normal Bluefield 3. That's the
Yeah.
one I would go with.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it
Fantastic.
3240 is I think the part number.
Uh,
The
749.
Bluefield part number.
Here it says, see, this is CDW, Bluefield part number.
Does
It's
it
got
say
the
down in the
if you scroll back up, it's got the extended NVIDIA SKU. Let me just punch that thing into Google.
Product
it was listed
information.
as
Will be good if
Overview.
we get the crypto enabled one.
The 3220L is what that guy is.
don't know what the L stands for.
Oh, so Mircha, you were telling something.
I was saying that it will be good to get the crypto enabled one.
Crypto enable. See, if under Bluefield 3, we have these 8 products. Yeah, so this.
Yeah, so
SolidWorks.
the L is the 16 gig of RAM card. So you want the normal B 3220. That's supposed to be the 32 gig card if these SKU list here that I was able to pull are correct.
Oh, this is the 3220, B3220 P series.
That's the one we want.
Yeah, 3220 is the 200 gig, 3420 is the 400 gig. So
Yeah, that's the one you want right there.
P
The
series,
normal.
32
Yeah,
GB RAM.
Yep,
Yep.
that's the one.
Okay. So L stands for low memory.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I think it's also got I think
oh,
it's also
crypto
got
enabled. So this
less
is crypto
cores.
enabled, Mircha.
Perfect.
Okay, awesome.
And we physically have space for it in the lab, full height, full.
Yes.
Yeah. We do
Okay.
have space. Yeah. Last time we checked and it was confirmed we do have space.
You might actually, if you can talk to someone at CDW, ask them what power aux cable we need.
Okay. But they're not a PCI interface. They are, right. We do have a slot.
They are a PCIe, but they take a GPU power supply cord.
Yeah,
So
they usually take a 6-pin power cable.
yeah, we have a server. If we look at the diagrams, that is a GPU server that holds 8 GPUs or something like this. And this is where we can plug. No, higher. It's in the middle. Go a bit higher. It's a 4U server. Yeah, that one on slot 15 to 18. Yeah.
Host 9.
So that's a GPU server, and that has power cables, and it has like 8 or I don't know 10 free slots, so we can plug DPUs in there as they come.
Oh, it's already got the power cables. Great.
Yeah, because it's a GPU server, so it has everything.
Yeah, and those are full height slots, aren't you?
And double. It's like I said, it's a
Double
GPU server,
width,
so
full
it's
height. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Mhm.
That is awesome. If we ever do a Bluefield 4, we'll need that for sure.
Okay, fantastic. So let me request for this one and see how it goes. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that's a card's a beast.
Yep. Okay. This one, next one is on okay. So please, again, I request you, please amplify this about this OPI Summit thing, call for papers. I think you would have received email from our marketing team. If not, if you don't have it, I will ask them to resend it so that you can post it in your social media and inform about that. Okay, and we do have a quorum in the call. This was about the DPU operator. So Simon, you have gone through it and reviewed it, and we can get started. I believe I'm pretty confident we can do a good job with this thing before the summit. So can we take up for voting if maybe I'll just, you can put in the chat window if you support this thing. TSC. DPU.
So this is the approval for the DPU operator enhancement using.
Yes.
Yep.
Do we choose the approach then? Is that this time as well? There were the two approaches, right?
Correct. Yes. So for
hybrid versus translator, I think we were calling it.
Correct. Hybrid versus. So Simon mentioned that he prefers a hybrid version. Anybody has gone through the thing and have any opinion? Should we continue with go with hybrid or should we?
Can I ask Simon, are you leaning towards hybrid because it obfuscates the DPF component from the user?
Yeah, basically, I think it leads towards the situation where the support is as uniform as possible between the different vendors. My main concern about it is the complexity. So I think the work should be arranged, fail early, fail often kind of approach. So if we have to pull back, we can.
Yeah.
That was my basic reasoning.
Yeah, so generally I agree with that. I just wanted to put that on the table that we are taking on the harder approach, hopefully for the benefit of ultimate universality.
Yep.
And actually the operator simplicity will be easier once we have it working.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's right. Assuming we can achieve it, so we should put some checkpoints in place where we can change course if it turns out to be too difficult.
The other piece maybe is beyond that, which is the contention that once we have it working with Bluefield, we should then pivot to try it on AMD Pensando.
Yeah, I would actually lean towards trying to, if that's what we want, to try to sort of verify the design on that as well, because I think, if you can get coverage on a bunch of DPUs, it kind of validates the design. I don't know if that's practical, but if it is, I would kind of lean towards that. And the other
but
topic,
Pensando is kind of an outlier because you can't deploy code workloads directly on its compute, unlike the other DPUs. So I've been thinking that Intel or Marvell would be a better choice. Probably Intel since they're more active.
Right, but we already have support for that.
We already have support for that.
But not with DPF, right?
DPF is only applicable. Yeah.
Okay, so the DPF is only applicable if you're using a Bluefield, but the overall DPU operator can be applied to any of the cards, of which we already have support for Intel and Marvell.
That's right.
What we're really doing here is this project is to bring NVIDIA into the DPU operator universe.
Correct.
That's correct, yeah. In theory, you had support for other DPU, but I think that is a question. Other part of what Sridhar presented was the idea of perhaps taking ideas from DPF and using extended operator. Good to me, but I think that's a separate.
Yeah, I think that's only a separate project.
Yeah. So we can at least start with the simple fleet management kind of APIs. Very simple things that can apply to all the vendors. So that
that's true. So onboarding Pensandos as fleet management that would definitely work.
Not kid. Okay.
And would be useful to the community in general.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, can you please share your vote in the chat window? We have +1 from Simon. Others, can you please put +1 or -1 or 0? Mircha. Mircha, can you please share your vote? I think he's on. Okay, we'll trouble him later then.
Yeah, maybe he can't hear us for some reason.
Okay. Okay. So the next topic is about the offloading the telco workload. Just for the benefit of those in the call, I will just walk through the technical side of this thing, so that you understand both the proposals that we have received. Thing. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. I will share this link also. It's all public code. It's only the technical details. You can see my screen, right? Yeah. Okay. So just an overview of how the 5G network is deployed, right? So we have this mobile device and we have an RU, and that first gets connected to this CU-DU part. We have this DU, and the CU is split into CU-CP and CU-UP. And on this, that get connected to the core network N2 and N3 interfaces. The UPF is on the N3 interface connected to the CU-UP, whereas the control plane is the N2 interface connected to the CU-CP. So this is at a very simplified deployment of 5G end-to-end 5G core network, right? So the two proposals, if I want to summarize within this picture, right? The one proposal is to basically split this DU pod into two, one on the host and one on the DPU. That's one proposal. Whereas the other proposal is to run this CU UP pod fully in the DPU. That's the two proposal is about. Basically, one is about splitting this DU pod and run certain components in the DPU IPU, whereas the other is move this whole CU UP pod in the DPU or IPU. Okay. So this is the first proposal where we split the DU functionality across host and the DPU. We can take the Duranta or even the Okudu that's been very hot nowadays from the US government, right? They funded this project called Okudu, also OpenCUDU, and they started this project, which has gained a lot of traction over last 3-4 months, gaining a lot of members and using it. There we take the DU pod and split it, run certain components in the host and certain components in the DPU. These are the components that basically run in the DPU. They want to use the same Bluefield 3 to run on this one. And the second proposal is about running the entire CU's UP, the UP part in this architecture, right? In this architecture, CU has the both components, CP and the UP, user plane and the control plane. Run the user plane component entirely in the DPU. Right. So we have this CU CP connecting to the CU UP, and the ODU, of course, it has to connect to the data plane, which goes to the core. Right. So this is, if you see in the second proposal, it's a standard interface between the host and the DPU. Telco standard, they all go by this alphabet and number, right? So whereas in this one, it's not like a standard, it's like a DMA process between this single DU pod split across host and the DPU. But if I combine both of them, it would look something like this. You can actually do both, but it can get too complex for the DPUs to run them separately. This is basically summarizing which one goes where, what actually is running on the DPU, what actually is running on the DPU. In the proposal one, component of DU is run, whereas in proposal CU is, right? And the interface also in proposal one, it's a frontal offload thing. It's a DMA over PCI, whereas in the proposal two, these are all standard 3GPP interfaces. It makes much more cleaner to test also. I also checked in current industry trend, which one people are actually offloading, right? Which is more practical, effective, and also standardized offload strategy. And most of them say that it's the proposal too. Like basically offloading the CU UP is what we see the common, because it's a standard N3 interface. The CU UP is offloaded thing. That's what they prefer in the thing. And there have been some use cases where, because of various reasons, because of the support in the DPU, also the SDKs, whether it's a P4 or RT Flow or NVIDIA's or Marvel's SDKs are there. And the ROI for the CPU offload is also better when you do this one. And the biggest thing why people don't do this one is because of the timing issues, because it interfaces directly with the RU. Sometimes the timing has to be very, very synchronized and aligned. It can throw a challenge. That's why people don't do why this proposal one is less common, because of this main issue. Sorry. Usually they use this hardware inline accelerators like FPGAs to do that. Rather than ARM process. So yeah, there are some. What are the cons of these both the proposals? Both have certain cons, but this is much more safer and relatively lesser cons compared to the first one. So these are only from the technical point of view, the two proposals that we have received. One to basically to split this DU pod and run it across both host and DPU, whereas another is take this whole CUUP and run it in DPU. So please take a look at, I have sent it. If anybody else in the call also wants to take a look at it, please, I can share it to you. I strongly believe, because of our potential members that we're talking to would also like to see it. This has the use case in OPI. And I can also get the feedback from the LFN members if required, from the especially telco experts also if required. But people in the call itself, they are very familiar with these things. So you can also make a call from the DPU, from the OPI side, what makes thing. And also, if you look at the proposal part, also the usage of OPI outputs is more in the second case, the proposal 2 case, I think. Now I will leave it to the TSC members to say, basically, should we do this from both the OPI, the business development case and the use case that we are looking at. We do need a telco use case to reach out to certain members, potential members also. And if we do it, which of this proposal we do? Okay. And also we don't have that IPsec or storage use case yet. This can be a good plan, another blueprint within the end of this year as a telco use case. So personally, as
So,
a
so the
yeah,
objective here is to find a telco use case that we can build a blueprint around?
correct.
And where did these two proposals come from, Sridhar?
So one is from the open air interface and another is from the National University of Singapore. The proposal 2 is from National University of Singapore. They have all the DPUs and IPUs in the lab. They are a strong telco group also.
So if we went with their proposal, would they build the blueprint?
Yeah. Both of them, they will do the end-to-end blueprint using OPI outputs also.
If there's two groups, each with each proposal that want to build it, why not do both?
That's a good question. That's left to the TSC. So that's actually a very good question. So the question was, should we do this, yes or no? And if yes, which one? So now you say, why not both? Of course, we can consider. And the cost also, if you look at it, both are very reasonable. The NUS one is also pretty reasonable. I don't want to discuss the cost here. We just keep it to the technical. I have sent over email the details. You can take a look at it. Both the proposals, which also has a cost. If anybody else in the call needs to take a look at it, I'll be happy to share. Currently, I have shared last week over there, like Simon, Sere, and Tim. I have shared with you three. You can go through. If others in the call wants to take a look at it, please let me know. I suggest the answer to the first one should be yes. I will leave the B answer to the TSC members to say which one. I think Simon said, if I remember in the email, we can go with the proposal to start with. Or either way is fine.
I don't remember what I said in email, but I think proposal 2 seems to be the stronger of the two. I'm not opposed to doing both. I think my main concern about proposal 2 is because it's pushing so much of the work down to the GPU. I'm a little concerned that there might not be enough compute resources there, but it does seem the model a good match between the software model they're developing and the hardware that's present there, as opposed to the inline accelerator you were referring to. I really want to talk about the cost, but I do recall the cost, and I think it seemed very reasonable to me to try this, even if there's a certain risk that, like I said, I was a bit concerned that the hardware might be overwhelmed.
Yeah. So I checked for that. That's why this section have put current trend. What anybody have tried this one thing? Which of these proposals people have tried? The thing is, most standard is the proposal 2.
You can always address overload by new hardware or update the architecture, and even if we just get that kind of result, I think the cost is very low. So
yeah,
that's my input to the conversation.
And is the outcome from number 2 more useful to more people? I think you were claiming that, right, Sridhar?
Correct. That's what people say. This outcome of proposal 2 is more tried out and more realistic, also more useful for certain groups.
Yeah, and,
The
I'm
one
not
which
a telco guy, but I've done enough with 5G and LTE that anytime you stick to like standards-based interfaces, you become a lot more plug and play when you're trying to stick
correct.
different bits together. Whereas option one, doing the DMA over PCI and the timing problems, I think that's going to be a far more niche use case, in my opinion.
Very, very true. Very true. Yeah,
Oh,
convincing the
could we
community with the
just,
standard interface is easier.
so could we just move ahead today with approving option 2? Just to get it moving along?
That's
I
fine
Are
by
we
don't know.
me.
prepared, are we prepared to vote on it, Sridhar?
Oh yeah, if others are in the call, if you're okay, if you need more time, you can tell me, or if you can vote on it, we can get started with proposal two. We can keep the proposal one for now, freeze it, and depending on our in next 2 months, 3 months, we can take the call.
Okay, I support that.
Okay. Do TSC members approve to start with proposal two? Can you please give me a +1 or -1 or 0 in the chat window? Yeah. Some of our message has gone. Okay. Okay, I will reach out to others also in the call through required if required over email. But this is excellent progress. We can get started soon. I'm very hopeful and confident. In next 3 months, we should be a lot of things should be happening. People should be sharing their updates soon. Okay. Uh, Anything else? That's all I had from my side. I have moved this thing for backlog for now. Hearing none, I'll give back your 21 minutes. Have fun. See you next week then.
Thanks,
everyone.
Sridhar.
All right. Thanks, Sridhar.
Thanks.
Bye.
Y'all have a great one.
Yep. Bye.